So everyone, keep your back straight and relax your body. We're going to start our ongoing meditation session now. Your right palm on your left and naked straight in one line. So gently close your eyes and focus your mind to this bell sound, please, and follow the sound. So while you're focusing to the sound mentally, relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened one. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some informations regarding how to develop tranquility meditation and insight meditation, which we call samatha mental culture or vipassana mental culture. So for meditation, it's mainly the very connotation of the bhavana is cultivation of our mind. So when it comes to cultivation of mind, it is not cultivating the mind using thoughts. Nowadays, it's, as you know, the meditation, and then nowadays there is a word came, thinktation. So the thinktation came out of the word, the thinking. And it is more by thoughts, visualizing. And the people always like this positive thinking method. So, and people try to develop it as a meditation. And as you know, in the early ages, there was another meditation technique called Transcendental Meditation. So where the Transcendental Meditation, the meaning of that also, you find a way to get out of this body and exist outside the body. So this all come as a part of visualization. This all come as a part of thoughts. But when it comes to tranquility meditation and vipassana meditation, it is not visualizing or you using your mind to develop it. You're not using your thoughts to develop it. And you allow your mind to exist itself without thinking. So the mind has that capacity to maintain itself without the past or the future. So that's why when you give a primary mental object, and once you start to settle down with that primary mental object, the mind start to become more calm, relaxed, and sharp and clear. So out of that clarity, you're going to recognize whatever the experience happening in the moment. So mostly in day-to-day life, what we does, we use our experience to understand the moment. But in meditation, remember then yourself, you drop that your mental experience and completely surrender and accept in the moment so whatever the experience come to you. So for that, you have to have the trust and confidence. So when it comes to this tranquility meditation and vipassana meditation, there are a few qualities that you should have. One is intention. Because if you sit and close your eyes and allow whatever happen, then you cannot reach to this. So one is intention to stay and give your best toward the primary mental object to observe. Because mind always need the intention in the beginning. So that's why once you select your inhalation, exhalation as a primary mental object, your intention should be only follow the sensation of inhalation, exhalation. Another one is attention. And again, you have to keep follow the intention. So other one is the attitude. So you have to be that, you have to get into the right attitude regarding your practice, not to be lazy and not to cheat yourself and not to kind of like cover it up with something else and not to go back slowly, deeply your kind of like a previous experience. And always you have to be authentic. And that attitude should be that always authentic, realistic in the moment. You cannot mix it with ideas. And that is where your awareness is going to work. And with that awareness, your understanding you gain. So those are, primary qualities. All these mental qualities, intention, attention, and attitude, and being authentic yourself, and awareness and understanding. Those are kind of like little tools that you have to use while you're practicing meditation. Why you need these things? Because our habitual patterns so strong, and sometimes our thinking patterns, our habitual patterns, emotions sometimes take us away from practice. So that's why you keep this as it's a kind of like a security alarm system. You stay alert with the practice. So when it comes to that, then little by little, it will allow you to settle down. So then follow the sensation of inhalation, exhalation. If your mind go here and there, bring it back little slowly, little by little. And when it go to vipassana, in the vipassana, deeply, thoroughly observe your inner experience. So when it comes to that, there are four foundations. There are four kind of meditation techniques: Kaya-anupassana, Vedana-anupassana, Chitta-anupassana, Dhamma-anupassana. Kaya-anupassana means contemplating the body, observing the body in the body, and observing the sensation in the sensation, and observing the mind in the mind, and observing the phenomena or dharmata or the nature in the phenomena without interfering or without taking it to your mind as thought. and thinking. So you allow it to happen like that. And when you observe that way, there are few things you can see: impermanent, unsatisfactory nature, and selflessness. So when you keep observe the body, feeling, that the mind and the phenomena, that observation itself going to show you that who I am, who is this observer. That's why in Buddhism, the main purpose of the Buddha's teaching, self-realization. So then you're going to recognize who is this self. In 5 categories, you can experience this. What are those 5 categories? We call it 5 aggregates: form, feeling, sensation, formation, recognition. What is the meaning of form? Form means whatever come to your eye, when it contact your eye, in that very moment, that your eye and the object come together, eye consciousness arise. So in that eye conscious arising, this all that in another way it called rupa. So this form is arising with these 3 things: eye object, eye consciousness. When these 3 things come together, form arise. And it called the rupa also, name and form. So the name is the verbally that you understand it. As example, beautiful, it is a word. But when you hear it, mentally there is a picture arising in you: ugly, tall, short. So it come to you by words. You gather it from your ear. So then my words, it's the ear object for you when you hear it. So then now when I say now car, train, so that word not going to bring you a train and put it to your ear. So you hear the word, but when you hear it, it manifests inside you a picture. To manifest the picture, this sound help you. So then out of that sound, then the picture arise. And then just not the picture itself going to understand that the sound also itself help you to understand it. So that's why without names and the forms, you cannot think. So the form means that whatever to your ear, whatever that ear object and the ear come together, for eye object and the eye, and the nose, aroma and the nose, tongue, sense, that the taste and the tongue, the body, sensation and the body, the mind, dharmata or the phenomena or the ideas, and the mind. So that is the beginning of the form. It is not separate from you. This is the important thing. It is not the separate from you, and it is not just by yourself, because you need the outside object also. This interconnection is called the itself living in the world, existence. And once it arises, the form arises, and out of that form, feeling arises. Form, feeling. So now you know what is form. I and I object, ear and ear object come together. So that is where the ear consciousness arises. So in that consciousness, the form arises. So nose, aroma, nose, tongue, taste, tongue, the body, sensation, body, mind, idea, body. So then that is form. We call it the same word for all these six senses and six objects. That all, whatever come in as perception, it called form. Form, when it arises, it not arise like independently. It arises with something. It's like the fire arise with the heat. You cannot separate the heat from the fire. You cannot experience a very cold fire. So the fire, the heat going to be there. So like that, the form have feelings. And the feeling and the sensation. So the depth and the length of the feelings, sensation. And the formations. So the formations means your previous experience or the memory or the klesa, sanskara, mental formation. So inside your mind, as I mentioned, when I say the train, you hear the word, and then inside you, to manifest that train, the shape, you need the past experience. If you learn from your teachers, school, preschool teachers, parents, from everyone, bus as a train, when I say train, you're going to picture a bus inside you. Why? Because your previous experience helped you to understand the world. So that is what sanskara. It has a long history. Seen, unseen, this world, and eons by eons, it can come deeply inside you. So this all, everything, and mostly it resonate inside you, not as this word or kind of like that. It mostly resonate with you, greed, hatred, delusion, in that way. It has power to transform it to any kind of pictures. Your greed, hatred, and the delusion or the desire, so that kind of things. It's like this. So as example, like clay, there is a machine, it has just the clay. Then there are different shape, cup, plate, so like that. So the clay is like sanskara. And when you want to have a cup out of that clay, you put that button and then the machine create a cup. If you want to plate, you put the plate button, then the machine bring a plate. So like that, the sanskara has power. So whatever that, according to our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind perception, it has power to manifest inside. And form, feeling, sensation, formation, that's why it's called formation. It has power to, it's kind of like the format, the way according to the necessary conditions and situation. And the form, feeling, sensation, formation, recognition. Then finally, the awareness or the consciousness arise. The consciousness is a result of this all five things. Otherwise, in according to the Theravada Buddhism, the consciousness not exist beyond this form, feeling, sensation, formations. There are some other teachings, and they say it's kind of like that's why the self is I am, is exist beyond, even beyond this body. So there are different teachings, but when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, the very consciousness arise as a result of our, in this very moment of experience. Otherwise, there is no unchangeable consciousness. So the consciousness also change moment by moment. So in Vipassana, what you really understand, in Vipassana meditation, you understand So out of your observing your body, feeling, mind, and the dharmata or the phenomena, observing this, you recognize form, feeling, sensation, formation, recognition, 5 aggregates. And that is the building block of self. When you observe that, what you can see, form change, moment by moment. And impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and selfless. Your form independent. It not doing by somebody, and it has no power, exists by itself. Why? Because remember in the beginning how the form arises. Why the form itself cannot be independent? Because to arise the form, you need 3 things: outside object, inside I, and then when that 2 things come together, I consciousness arise. See, when something arises out of 3 things, how it can be independent? And then why it is not permanent? So I object. So whatever the picture or the colors happen because of the there are mainly 4 elements: heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. And also there are some like it called 8 elements, and out of that heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness, varna, color, gandha, the smell, rasa, taste, oja, energy. So then it become 8 fundamental 8 qualities: colors, varna, gandha, the smell, rasa, taste, and the oja or the strength. So when these 8 things come together, whatever the colors or the picture arise. And your eye, this eye, physical eye also has these 8 elements. Then just imagine, heat itself change, motion itself change, liquidity, that nature itself change, hardness itself change. So out of that changeable elements, if something appeared, then how it can be permanent? Because it appears as a result of the change of the elements. Then it cannot be unchangeable. And so then that's why the form change. So whatever then come to your eye as a form, whatever the sound come to you as a form, whatever the smell come as a form, whatever the taste come as a form, whatever the sensation come as a form, whatever the thoughts or the ideas come as a form, and itself it's change. So out of the form, feelings arise. So then now there is no game, because now you know how the form arises. And then you know it is changeable. Out of changeable form, how you can gain unchangeable feelings? Form, feeling, sensation. Out of changeable feelings, how you can gain unchangeable sensation? Out of changeable sensation, how you can have unchangeable formation? Out of changeable formation, how you can have unchangeable consciousness? So this is why when you deeply observe this, when you go to the roots and recognize the fundamentals, elements, ultimacies, and then you recognize it changed. Then out of that change, whatever appear, whatever you experience, it change. So in Vipassana, that is what you deeply recognizing within your body, within your inner experience. Once you recognize that change within yourself, then whatever that's outside world, naturally you can understand how it change. So that is the process that we go. So you need to little by little slow down your mind. Why? Because this is a very deep, sharp pattern. So in day-to-day life, our mind is not that much sharp, clear. Our mind so busy and rough. So then what you have to do through practicing meditation in the beginning, through practicing tranquility, how you can sharp your mind. So through practicing tranquility meditation. So then remember this very carefully, how it become sharp. So now you know your mind have too many informations, and when you practice tranquility meditation, it will go away. How it can go? This is the way. When the mind start to settle down in one place, tranquilize, it start to get out of the 5 hindrance. Kamachanda, Vyapada, Tinamidda, Uddhacha Kukkucha, Vichikicha. Those are the things make your mind so rough, heavy, busy. To gain this all the 5 hindrance, you need the memory. Without memory, there is no way your hindrance can run inside your head. It's like a fuel. It's like energy. It's like a gasoline to the vehicle. It's like a fire to boil something. So without that fire, putting the fire, it cannot do that. So your thinking itself is the firing your deeper hindrance. So now just imagine your mind stay here in observing the inhalation, exhalation moment by moment. So that means your mind in the present moment. So when in the mind present moment, there is no way you can have that the self-centered desires. Why? Because to have a desire, you have to have a past memory and future projection. Using the past memory, you project to the future. Or you maybe keep in the past and whatever happened, you memorize it. So then, just imagine, just when you stay in the present moment, your mind doesn't go to past or the future. In that present moment, what happening? No desire. When the mind get out of the kama chanda, that means self-centered desire. When the mind get out of it, what will happen? Naturally drop the anger or the resisting nature. Because when you get out of like, dislike, there is no anger. There is no fight. There is no resistance for anything. Then the second hindrance. And in the present moment, then you have no any lethargic, lazy mindset. Because you are in the present moment, and that is the highest level that you can achieve in your mind. And no comparison. Because to compare even, you need the past and the future regarding yourself. And then there is no doubt in the present moment when you observe the sensation, and if you can see very clearly the sensation, then there is no doubt. So when the mind, it doesn't matter billion years old, it doesn't matter after eons by eons, it doesn't matter in this world or another planet, if that person is a human being, way to purify your mind, you have to get out of these 5 hindrance. Kama chanda, sensual pleasures or the desires with the self-centered mind. Vyapada, anger or the resisting nature. Tina Midda, sloth and thofa, the Tina Midda, the laziness, tiredness, very lethargic mind. Uddacha Kukkucha, and the restlessness that within yourself, and comparing yourself to here and there, to me or that, so like that way, and the doubt, and the regarding the practice or regarding your past or regarding your future, what happened yesterday, what going to happen to me tomorrow, so like that also. So this all get out. Once any mind get out of this all five, remember, you reach to the highest purity in your mind. So now mind clear. When that is why we practice tranquility meditation, to clear our mind, get out of this five hindrance. Once the mind get out of the five hindrance, now you can see very clearly form, feeling, sensation, formation, this pattern, how this happened. And that is where you can see how the form change itself, it's changing moment by moment. And once you recognize that change, and that is where you're going to recognize out of that form, whatever the sensation arise, it change. Out of that sensation, that feelings change, formations change, and whatever you recognize moment by moment, it changes. It is your inner experience, moment by moment, you can recognize how it changed. So in the beginning, that's why get into the tranquility state, slow down and be sharp, very clear yourself, little by little, slowly getting to inner practice. So this is the method that we go. And once you come to the point, form, feeling, sensation, formation, recognition, this all five aggregates change moment by moment. And when it comes to that understanding the very experience, the consciousness or the self or the subject, the observer itself change. In that very moment, your transformation or your liberation happen. So even though we mention this as verbally, just to practice point of view, when it come to your self experience, it can happen in a different way, but this is the format. It can just, if we put it to line, this is the format that you can gain. And today we're going to observe in the beginning inhalation, exhalation, and then out of that observing, we go to the vipassana level. So in the vipassana level, when the inhalation happens and when the exhalation happens, see that inhalation, the name is different. Exhalation, name is different. So now you know the name difference and observe how the form become different. So it is, you have to get by observing what is inhalation and what is exhalation. So in between this, there is a gap. There is a neutral bound, no inhalation, no exhalation. In that gap, there is no name, there is no form. Get it very clearly. So you observe inhalation and exhalation. So the mind understand your inhalation. When the inhalation happens, that the sensation is the form. And you recognize it as inhalation, that is the name. And exhalation, that exhalation itself is the sensation itself, is the name, the form. And you giving the name for it, it called exhalation. So now you know your mind need two things to exist. What are those two things? Name and form. So when you see the inhalation, exhalation, then you can see that both. So how about in the middle of that gap? because there is no inhalation, no exhalation. So then where your mind? Because mind always need the inhalation, or mind need a name or form. So then how you can recognize that gap? To, to recognize that gap is still your mind come to idea and hold it to idea. When the inhalation happen, mind jump into inhalation because there is name and form, exhalation, name and form. When there is name and form not there, mind find the gap and then hold it to the thought. So in the vipassana meditation, that remember, if you can, don't hold it to any thought in that way. It's a very sharp moment, but still, just remember, learn to wait till inhalation, exhalation without getting to the mind. So that way, in that gap, you may experience the moment, the existence, what is the very nature of without name and form. So your right palm on your left, neck get straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes 3 times and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation, and later observe the change happening moment by moment, followed by the inhalation, exhalation, and see the gap in between that also. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. Just allow your inhalation, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens, recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to inhalation, exhalation, and see what is the nature of the inhalation and what is the nature of exhalation. What do you experience when the inhalation happens? What do you experience when the exhalation happens? If it is possible, be aware about the gap in between your inhalation and exhalation also. You don't make anything happen, just observe. See the change happening moment by moment, inhale with the inhalation, exhalation. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward, and upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, there was a young girl called Maria. She used to live with her mother in a flat in a very busy area. So she used to go to office and no one put that much attention, and everyone kind of like neglecting her, no any promotion, and even people whoever work with her don't have that much pleasant attitude. So always she felt kind of like pity and sorry about herself and tired about doing everything. So one day she had to go to office a little late. So she had time. On the way, she just walked towards office. There was a shop that's selling hats. And she was thinking few times to go into this hat boutique. And then she thought she have time. So this is a time it is better to go and look what is inside. And she went to the inside, and then there were some other people and little girl and mother and putting hats and trying to find something good for them. So she also looked around and went and put some different hats. She didn't have an idea to even buy one. But suddenly what happened? When she took one hat and put on her, she felt kind of like so comfortable with it. And then right away, the little girl used that next to her told, "Oh, you look so pretty, beautiful." And then she got so inspired. And the mother also told, "Oh, you look gorgeous." And then she went to the mirror. And she also felt like so different. And she felt so kind of like a confident herself. And she felt so happy inside. And the joy overflow, because that's a kind of like the hat that giving her perfect look. And then around that everyone when and make comments, "Oh, you look very beautiful, that hat is perfect for you." So like that. And then she waited to the counter, and then she took the hat and put on the counter and pay the money. And during that time also, they explain about the seller explained about the hat, and it is how it is look for her. And she felt so confident, and the herself that now she felt kind of like so strong. And then she paid the necessary money and went out of the boutique. And then right away there was a young boy and she never get attention from any boy so far in her life. But this time, when she went out, that suddenly there was a boy and, you know, blow a whistle and told, "Oh, you look so gorgeous." And then everyone around the road even tell her, "Oh, you look so good. You look so pretty." So like that. And went to the office. And the right away, the security and came forward and opened the door. And she went inside and everybody smiling. And this is the first time she got that kind of the reaction from each and everyone. She felt so happy about the hat and she feels so confident. And everybody say, "Oh, you look different today. Oh, you look good today. Oh, you look nice today. Look at your face today." Now everybody says, so now she felt so happy. And even the boss came and asked, what happened to you? And she now felt kind of like a proud herself. And so then, and that day, rather than she felt now so confident about her, rather than, you know, waiting for the bus, and that day she took the taxi to go home because she felt so joy inside. And she went to the home, and at that day, mother came forward and opened the door. And then the mother looked and said, "Oh, look at you. What happened to you? You look so beautiful. You look so gorgeous. What happened?" Then she told, "Oh, can't you see? It is my hat." The mother asked, "What hat?" Then she told, "This hat." And she touched her head and just only the hair. And then she shocked. What happened? And then she started to think what happened to her hat. Then she started to reverse her memory little by little, where she put it, where she dropped it. Maybe taxi, maybe office room, or maybe on the way. And then she remembered. She went to pay the money and she took the hat out of her head and put on the counter. But she forget to get it and put it on her head because that much she was so happy. So we also like that. And sometimes when you know put some garment on you, and sometimes when you put some kind of makeup on you, jewelry on you, you feel kind of like energetic, and you feel kind of like a confident, grounded, strong, and you think it is that outside object. No, it is you. It always in you. You don't see it. But sometimes your mind caught up with ideas, caught up with thoughts, caught up with memory. And when you reflect on that memory little by little, little by little, what is happening? And you don't see yourself, who you are. Because of that, what happened? Then this that you are deeper, the other side of the darkness start to awake. So then other people see that one. So then always remember that yourself, you are complete. That you are, as a human being, for this moment, your life, you complete. There's nothing else you need anymore. When you have that confidence, you will recognize that in this very life, in this conventional life, that your liberation is not that much far away from you. So that is the beauty of this human life, because in the samsaric journey, to become a human being, it is not easy. You came that much journey, and you spent the so dangerous situation, and you came to the exactly to the right place. So then from here, remember, there is no place that you have to go and experience something else, because this is the most advanced, the highest place that you can achieve in this human, in this the existence. So first have that confidence. So with that confidence, and start to look yourself. And in when you come to that level, there are a few principles you have to develop. So the one is, you have to have the effort every day. Why? To keep that energy up. Why? Otherwise, the lethargic mind can anytime take away you. So you have to have the energy to keep up yourself. Uttahana sampada. The effort, always keep it. Don't get disturbed out of anything. Don't allow anything to disturb your effort, energy. In the physical level, keep it, and then take it to your mental level. Conventional level, keep it. Then take it to your spiritual level. And araka sampada, and protect it. Once you have it, that is most valuable thing, keep it. The mostly what is happening, we forget sometimes, and then we cannot recognize major thing as major, minor things as minor. We mix this both. Minor things we take as major in our life, and major things we put it to minor place. And then you lose your opportunities. Look at your own life. How many times you spend your time for unnecessary things? When you look back, you now understand you waste your time. So then in the future, don't allow it to happen. And be very careful, especially when you use your time, when you use your life, when you use your effort. Keep your mind to the right place. Don't use it for unnecessary things. That's why in the precepts, that's it allow you to organize yourself deeply, to keep it in the right path. And even don't talk unnecessary things. You're wasting your time. Don't listen to unnecessary things. If somebody start to, because some people always need to put something on others, like the media. Always, you see, they put some garbage on others. Otherwise, they cannot survive. They think the news is garbage. And when they find some garbage, it's like, pig. They play with it as much as they can. Don't caught up with it. Don't go with it. Even if your friends start to talk, and just tell, I can't hear you, I can't, signal not working, my battery is, low, keep it. Stay away from it. Don't keep talking, because it is energy. It's unnecessary information can destroy you. So then you have to protect it. And kalyana mittata, and always remember to find the right people around you. That is very necessary if you look for your salvation or your liberation. If you look for your development, people is very necessary, right people. So then you have to look which kind of people, what kind of information you have to take, and keep it. And don't afraid to say no to people. So that is something you have to develop in you. Don't always trying to make other people happy, because sometimes there are situations come. You cannot U-turn your life. And sometimes there are situations come. Once you entered, no exit. So then always protect your spiritual life and don't allow anyone to, to make it minor. And at the same time, it is your major responsibility, and don't go with any person if that person destroy your spirituality. Don't go to any place. Don't even go to any spiritual place if it is destroy your spirituality. Don't even listen to any monk or the guru or any teacher or a spiritual master or anything if that person destroy your cultivation. So remember that, stay away from that. Then you have to find the right people. If you cannot find the right people, stay alone. Another thing is samajivikata, and live a life without disturbing to others. And as much as whatever that you can do and share your life with others. So that these four qualities will help you to keep the strength inside you and keep the light inside you and develop yourself day by day, day by day, day by day, and keep the spirit up. And that is very necessary in this spiritual path. So then every day remember yourself, you are complete. Early morning to night, when you go to sleep, and the very next day when you wake up, don't think you are not complete. You miss something. No, always think. First in the morning and last in the evening, always think. You complete. In that completion, try to share your life and do your best. And then you will see out of your bodily, verbally, and mentally actions, there are magic can happen. So that magic is your success, conventional success. And that conventional success bring you the confidence to practice your spiritual life. And eternal confidence will lead you to understand this deeper level of existence. And that is where you can recognize your liberation. That is where you can experience your transformation, your salvation. That is where you're going to experience the ultimate bliss of Nibbana. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu. Mate bhavatantarayo sukhi diga yuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahan hotu sabba dukkha